Let me ask you something honestly. If you're earning more today than you were a few years ago, why does your financial life still feel fragile? A better salary was supposed to make things easier, yet one unexpected expense can still shake your confidence. That's not bad luck. That's not poor planning. That's lifestyle inflation doing its job quietly. Here's the uncomfortable contrast most people miss. Incomes rise over time, but peace doesn't. In fact, stress often rises with income. Lifestyle inflation doesn't announce itself as a mistake. It arrives disguised as progress. And once it settles in, it becomes invisible. By the end of this video, you'll see why the moment your lifestyle upgrades automatically is the moment your wealth stops growing, even if your income keeps rising. If success is your goal and you're ready to level up, make sure you subscribe. Every video is crafted to move you closer to the life you deserve. Number 1. The raise that was supposed to change everything. You work hard, wait patiently, and finally your income jumps. It feels like progress. For a moment, you breathe easier. But something strange happens a few months later. Nothing in your life actually feels different. The stress is still there. The savings still feel thin. The pressure didn't disappear. It just changed shape. This is how lifestyle inflation enters silently. Not as a bad habit, but as a celebration. Small upgrades follow you everywhere. Slightly better housing, a newer car, more convenience, more "you've earned this" spending. The money doesn't vanish in one big mistake. It dissolves quietly into daily life. Research shows that most people adjust their spending within 6 months of a raise, absorbing nearly the entire increase. The uncomfortable question is never asked. If income keeps rising but peace doesn't, where is the money really going? The danger isn't spending more, it's spending automatically. And once spending becomes your new normal, your future options shrink without you noticing. What looks like progress on the outside often becomes a tighter financial cage on the inside, and this is only the first layer of the trap. Number 2. When comfort stops feeling like a choice. Lifestyle inflation doesn't feel reckless because it rarely looks dramatic. It looks like comfort. A better mattress, faster delivery, premium versions of everything. But comfort has a hidden cost: permanence. Each upgrade quietly raises the minimum income required to feel okay. What once felt optional now feels essential. Fixed expenses grow, flexibility disappears, and suddenly your life requires a high income just to maintain equilibrium. This is why people with strong paychecks still feel anxious. Their lifestyle has no margin. In behavioral psychology, this is called baseline drift. Your definition of normal moves upward, and going backward feels painful, even if it's rational. The real issue isn't the money spent. It's the loss of adaptability. True wealth is the ability to absorb shocks without panic. But when comfort becomes non-negotiable, even small disruptions feel catastrophic. Ask yourself honestly, if your income dipped temporarily, what parts of your life would immediately feel unbearable? That answer reveals whether comfort is serving you or controlling you. And once control shifts away from you, lifestyle inflation has already done its job. Number 3. The invisible comparison that drives spending. Most lifestyle upgrades aren't sparked by desire. They're triggered by proximity. Someone around you normalizes a new standard, and suddenly your own life feels outdated. This isn't envy, it's social calibration. Humans subconsciously adjust behavior to match their environment. The problem is that today, your environment isn't just neighbors or coworkers. It's a constant digital feed. You're exposed to curated success all day long, and your brain interprets it as reality. This creates silent pressure to keep up, even when no one explicitly asks you to. Economists call this relative consumption, spending driven not by personal need but by comparison. And it never ends, because there will always be someone one step ahead. The danger is that you start funding a lifestyle designed to protect your identity, not your future. You don't ask, "Does this help me?" You ask, "What does this say about me?" Once spending becomes tied to self-worth, financial decisions lose logic. And that's when lifestyle inflation becomes emotional, which is far harder to reverse. But the most dangerous illusion hasn't appeared yet. Number 4, I can afford it, the most expensive sentence. I can afford it sounds responsible, but it's one of the most misleading thoughts in personal finance. Affordability is often calculated monthly, not over decades. Yes, the payment fits your budget today, but what about the life it delays tomorrow? A few $100s redirected every month may feel insignificant now, yet over time it represents lost freedom, lost compounding, and lost optionality. Consistent investing of even modest amounts can snowball into 7 figures across a career. Lifestyle inflation quietly intercepts that snowball before it ever starts rolling. The tragedy is that nothing breaks immediately. There's no alarm, just a slow erosion of future choices. You still feel functional, even successful. But years later, you realize that time, not money, was what you spent most carelessly. The real question isn't whether you can afford something. It's whether that decision makes future you more flexible or more fragile. Number 5, high income, low control. Some of the most financially stressed people earn impressive incomes. Their problem isn't earning, it's absorption. Every dollar already has an assignment before it arrives. Bills, subscriptions, upgrades, expectations. Raises don't increase freedom, they reinforce obligations. This creates a dangerous illusion, the appearance of success without the substance of security. Financial control isn't about how much comes in, it's about how much remains unclaimed. When lifestyle inflation takes over, your income becomes trapped in maintenance mode. You're running fast just to stay in place. The scariest part is that this feels normal because everyone around you is doing the same. But wealth isn't built by speed, it's built by slack. The ability to slow down, to choose, to wait. Number 6, the selective inflation rule. Most people miss. Here's something rarely explained clearly. Lifestyle inflation isn't dangerous because you spend more. It's dangerous because you spend everywhere. Most people upgrade their entire life the moment income rises. Slightly better home, slightly better car, slightly better habits across the board. It feels balanced, but it's actually dilution. Money works best when it's concentrated, not evenly scattered across comfort. People who quietly build wealth follow an unspoken rule. They let some parts of life stay intentionally boring. They don't inflate status expenses just because they can. Instead, they selectively spend where it creates leverage, buying time, protecting energy, improving long-term earning power. Everything else stays stable. This creates a strange gap. Outsiders assume they're conservative or even stuck, while internally they're compounding options. The mistake most people make is assuming fair upgrades across life are harmless. But fairness to the present self often becomes cruelty to the future self. The real skill isn't spending less. It's choosing where not to upgrade when you easily could. That restraint doesn't feel powerful immediately, but years later it shows up as freedom, calm, and the ability to say no. And once you experience that control, your relationship with money permanently changes. Number 7, how lifestyle inflation hijacks your identity. The deepest reason lifestyle inflation is so hard to stop has nothing to do with math. It's emotional. When income rises, most people unconsciously change the story they tell about themselves. I've moved up. I'm doing better now. And lifestyles become proof of that identity. The problem is that identity-based spending never feels complete. It constantly asks for confirmation, new signals, new upgrades, new evidence that you're still moving forward. This turns spending into maintenance of self-worth. Wealthy thinkers reverse this entirely. They don't spend to confirm who they are. They spend to protect who they're becoming. Their identity isn't tied to visible progress. It's tied to resilience, the ability to handle disruption, the ability to wait, the ability to walk away. Ask yourself this quietly. If no one could see your lifestyle, would you still want it exactly the same way? That question cuts through illusion faster than any budget ever could. Because once spending is no longer required to defend identity, decisions become lighter. You stop buying reassurance. You start buying optionality, and that shift is where lifestyle inflation quietly loses its power. Number 8. The life that opens up when inflation stops running you. Most people imagine wealth as more upgrades, more convenience, more luxury layered onto life. But the reality feels very different. Wealth feels like breathing room. It feels like time stretching instead of tightening. When lifestyle inflation stops automatically consuming income, something unexpected happens. Money becomes quiet. Raises stop changing your personality. Bonuses stop changing your habits. Instead of life becoming more expensive, it becomes more stable. You start noticing that emergencies don't scare you as much. Decisions don't feel rushed. Opportunities feel accessible. This is the transformation lifestyle inflation silently blocks. Not a bigger life, a calmer one. You don't need extreme rules or harsh restrictions to reach this place. You need awareness and restraint at the exact moments when spending feels justified. Once you break the habit of upgrading reflexively, money begins to compound not just financially, but emotionally. Confidence grows, stress fades, control returns. And that's when you realize something most people never do. Real wealth isn't built by earning more and spending more. It's built by earning more and needing less. If this video resonated with you, don't keep the knowledge to yourself. Like the video, subscribe to stay updated, and share is a step toward building a stronger community of growth-minded people. Be part of it. Now, if you really want to level up, don't miss this next video. Let's continue there.